Hey blockchain visionaries, I'm George Levy. In this video we're going to be talking about Bitcoin and the Genesis block. To be specific, we're going to look at the 12th anniversary of the Bitcoin Genesis block, which just took place on January 3rd, 2021. In the process, we're going to look back at previous years of Bitcoin, and you can see all that's happened throughout the years. Let's make it happen. Let's talk Bitcoin. Specifically, we're going to focus on Genesis block, which is the first block that was ever added to the Bitcoin blockchain. Today, we're in the year 2021, but Bitcoin was actually launched in 2009. To be specific, it was launched with the Genesis block, which was created on January 3rd, 2009. Let's take a look at that on a Bitcoin Blocks Explorer. And what you find is that this block explorer shows you that the Bitcoin blockchain, this is block height 0. That's 0 is the first block on the Bitcoin blockchain, the Genesis block. And it took place on January 3rd, 2009. Now, this is what is known as the Genesis block. So whenever you hear the Genesis block in Bitcoin, this is what we're talking about. So what I want to talk to you about is the fact that right now, as of today is the January 5th, 2021. Not only are we celebrating a new year, but we just finished celebrating the 12th anniversary of the Bitcoin Genesis block. In fact, I actually sent out a note wishing happy birthday to the Bitcoin Genesis block. And it's interesting because many people call the Genesis block, which would be January 3rd, the birthday for Bitcoin, and that would be officially the Bitcoin blockchain birthday. But many other people also look at October 31st, which is when the white paper was actually published. So October 31st, 2008, the Bitcoin white paper was published. However, it wasn't until the Genesis block was actually mined, which was January 3rd, 2009, that we have what we now know as Bitcoin with the creation of the Bitcoin blockchain. So what's interesting is that if you look at this graphic that I have here, I'm actually celebrating the 12th birthday of Bitcoin, and it's January 3rd, 2021, commemorating the fact that January 3rd, 2009 was the Genesis block. Now, if we go back and we look today at what the price of Bitcoin is currently at over $33,600. So when we really look at Bitcoin today, the price of Bitcoin for one Bitcoin is the equivalent of $33,600 US dollars. But let's look back at history, and actually let me take you back to the previous anniversary, which is actually on January 3rd, 2020. Now, if you saw, I even had an animation for it, where I was actually showing how the whole Bitcoins fall. So sorry that video didn't work, but I did have an animated card. It was actually pretty cool. But what I really want to focus on is the price of Bitcoin at that time. And if you look, this is actually January 2nd. This is January 3rd. And what you look at, and I actually just took a piece of time, and I just got it from January 1st, and I got it all the way through January 3rd, so you could see the price point. And what you find is that on January 2nd, 2020, Bitcoin was hovering around $6,900. So it was under $7,000. In fact, it went up a little bit on January 3rd, then it kept on climbing. It hovered around $7,300. So compare that with the current price of $33,572 right now. So you see how we have some volatility. We were at $33,600, now at $33,570. The price of Bitcoin varies very, very wildly. It's very volatile. But what I really want to point out to you is that in time, this anniversary celebration, which was actually the 11th anniversary of the Bitcoin Genesis block, which is January 3rd, 2020, the price of Bitcoin was at around $7,000 roughly. Now let me take you back one further year, and this is actually the 10th anniversary. This is a very special year. It was January 3rd, 2019, and wishing the 10th year anniversary of the Bitcoin Genesis block, if we actually look at the price of Bitcoin at that time, what we find is that at the time, the price of Bitcoin was around less than $4,000. And in fact, we had a little bit of a dive here, but we were at under $4,000. So what you find is that in 2019, the price of one Bitcoin was under $4,000. In 2020, the price of Bitcoin was at around $7,000. And today, what we find is that 1 year later, it's at over $33,500. That's a lot of growth in Bitcoin. So key things I want to tell you. It hasn't been just straight up. There's been a lot of volatility, lots of dips, lots of opportunities where people to buy the dip. All I got to say is that Bitcoin is a very volatile Very volatile cryptocurrency. I don't recommend everybody to just jump in blindly. If you're willing to try Bitcoin, I have a very special offer that you may want to participate in. All you have to visit is a link that I'm providing for you right now. You can actually go to Coinbase and you can actually get your own free wallet. You can buy your first $100 worth of Bitcoin, and if you do that, you get an extra $10 worth of Bitcoin for free. I also get an extra $10 worth of Bitcoin, but it's a great opportunity because I use Coinbase and so do millions of people around the world. They have a great platform, and this opportunity is free. You can get your own Bitcoin wallet. You can open up your account with Coinbase, and if you buy $100 or more of Bitcoin, you get an extra $10 worth of Bitcoin free deposited in your account. It's a great way to get into cryptocurrencies. Coinbase actually even offers insurance for their holdings, both in dollars and cryptocurrency. It's a great platform, and I highly recommend it. I hope you found this video valuable. I am very excited to share this information with you, just like I do every single week. I bring you brand new videos. If you haven't subscribed yet, click subscribe, hit the bell so you know whenever I publish. And remember, as I always say, we're changing the world one blockchain at a time.